Good morning everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing fine. In today's video, we are going to discuss these three digraphs. In the previous video, we discussed two consonant digraphs, ch and sh. If you have not watched that video, I'll provide the link in the description box below. Let's move on to today's topic. First, let's take a look at this digraph. What's a digraph? Digraph is when two different letters are joining together to make a new sound. Here the two different letters are T and H. T and H are combining together to make the sound th, th. When you say the sound th, your tongue should come in between your teeth. For th sound, there are. So how to introduce digraph to kids? Never use the big words like diagraph to kids because they will not understand and it will be overwhelming for them. So the best way is to teach them in an indirect manner. So what I did here is I pasted here some pictures with sound. Now what you have to do is you have to ask your kid. You can ask your kid to look at the picture and say it aloud. Some of the words here are tree, thick, moth, bath, thunder, thumb and tooth. So you have to go back again and ask it that I will say the word and you have to tell me what is the sound that you hear. So the first word it is tree. Tree. What's the first sound that you hear? Th, th. The second word it is thick. What's the sound that you hear in the beginning? It is th, th. This one, what is it? It is moth. What is the last sound that you hear? Th, th. What is this? It is bath. What's the last sound that you hear? Th, th. What is it? Thunder. Thunder. What's the first sound that you hear? Th, th. What's the sound that you hear when I say the word thumb? Thumb. What's the beginning sound? Th. And when I say the word tooth, listen carefully. When I say the word tooth, what is the last sound that you can hear? It is th, th. So after practicing these sounds with the kids for some time, you can teach them how to write the digraph th. So how to write the digraph? You have to write T and H makes the sound th. After teaching them how to write, then you can go to the writing practice. So what you need to do is, you have to ask the kid to write the th sound under these words. So for example, the first word it is tree. So the kid has to fill it, the sound th. The second one it is thick. So he has to write the sound th, th. Then it is moth. So where he should write, it is at the end. So here he has to write the sound th. For bath, also the sound is at the end. So it is bath. So the next word it is thunder. Thunder it is in the beginning. Next one it is thumb. So he has to write the sound th. For tooth, it is at the end. So he has to write at the end the sound th. For th, there are two types of sound, soft and hard th. When you say soft, your tongue should come in between your teeth. And when you say hard, your tongue should touch behind of your front teeth. Some of the examples for soft are thin, bath, math and think. For hard, this, that, them and then. After practicing writing skills, we can move on to some reading practice. So what I did here is I draw the sound th in a box, and what now kid has to do is he has to write here first the sound and then he has to read the word. For example, take a look at this one. He has to first write here th, and then he has to read it. Th, at, that, th. He has to write the and. Then he has to read it together. The and, than. Then he has to write the then it is the N, then. The is this. Moth, moth. He has to write, first he has to write, then he has to read. Bath, bath. Eat, with. So this is both for writing as well as reading practice. Let's move on to next activity sheet. What kid has to do here is he has to read the word and draw a picture in this box. So what is the first word? It is, he has to first read it. What is it? Moth, moth. Then he has to draw a picture of a moth. The next one it is math, math. So he can write some numbers in this box. The next one it is tree. So he can write number 3 in this box. This is also an activity to practice reading. The next activity sheet to practice the diagraph is this one. This is just a simple one. Kid has to match the picture with the word. So the first one, it is moth. So now he has to read all these words and find where moth is, and he has to match it. This is also to practice the reading skills. Next it is, so he has to match moth with the word moth. The next one it is math. So he has to read all these words to find where math is, and he has to match the word. Next it is thumb. Thumb is here, so he has to match it. Next one it is tooth. So tooth will go here, and the last one it is tree. So these are some of the activity sheets to practice th sound. Let's take at the next diagraph, which is W and H combining together to make the sound V. When you say the sound V, your lip should go round. The sound V always occurs at the beginning of the word. To make the kid understand, what I did here is, I put some pictures with V sound. Now what you have to ask the kid is to look at the picture and say the word aloud. So the first one it is wail, whisk, wheel and whistle. After they say these words, you tell them that I am going to say the word and you have to tell me the sound that you hear in the beginning of each word. So the first word it is wail. What's the first sound that you hear? W. Whisk. What's the first sound? W. In wheel it is W. In whistle, W. So after practicing this W sound with them, you have to show them how to write the sound W. So how to write the sound? It is W and H makes the sound W. Then for writing practice, you can ask the kid to write the W sound in the beginning of each word. So for wail, he has to write W in the beginning. Whisk, in the beginning he has to write W. For wheel, it's in the beginning, and for whistle, it's in the beginning. The next activity sheet to practice the W sound is word puzzle. So I have written some words that starts with W here. Now kid has to look at this grid and find these words and circle them. The words given here are wheel. The words given here are wheel, whale, white, whisk and wheat. Now kid has to find these words in this grid and to circle it. So this is the word wheel here. So he has to circle the word wheel. Then there's white, wheat, whale and whisk. Let's move on to the next activity sheet. What kid has to do is he has to put a tick before the word that has W. So wig, it does not have the digraph W. Wheat, yes, it has the digraph W and he has to put a tick. Wheel, it has the digraph, so he has to put tick. Which, no digraph, but this one, which, this has a digraph W and he has to put a tick. White, it's with the digraph, so he has to put a tick mark. So these are some of the activities to practice W sound. The last diagraph for today is this one. P and H combining together to form F. It is read as the same way how you say F as in fish. You can also find this sound in the word diagraph. You can find the ending sound is F. Now to make the kids understand this, I have pasted here some pictures. You can ask the kid to look at the picture and say it aloud. The first picture is photo. The second one it is elephant. This one here it is phone. This one is phonics. The first sound can come either in the beginning, in the middle or at the end. After telling kids to look at the picture and saying it aloud, you can tell them that I am going to say the word and you have to tell the sound. So you will say the word photo and you can ask the kid what is the beginning sound. In elephant, where can you hear the sound? So it's in the middle. In phone, where can you hear the sound? In the beginning. In phonics, it is in the beginning. After practicing these sounds with the kids for some time, you can teach them how to write. How will you write F sound? It is P and H together makes the sound F. After writing this for some time, after writing F sound, you can ask the kid to write the first sound under these pictures. So here the word is photo. So he has to write F in the beginning. The second word it is elephant. F sound comes in the middle. So he has to write here F. Here it is phone. So F sound is in the beginning. This is phonics. So the sound is in the beginning. First sound is in the beginning. Look at some of the activity sheet where you can practice F sound with your kids. What I did here is I wrote here some words with F sound. Now what kid has to do is he has to read and circle the first sound in each word. For example, the first word is dolphin. Where is F sound? It's in the middle. So he has to circle it. In photo, the first sound is in the beginning. So he has to circle F. Trophy, it is in the middle. So he has to circle here. In elephant, the F sound is coming in the middle. So he has to circle it. In phone, it is in the beginning. So he has to circle it. In graph, the F sound is coming at the end. So he has to circle the F sound at the end. Now what I did here is I drew some pictures or pasted some pictures. You can either draw or paste some pictures. Circle the right sound. So this is thumb. So what is it starts with? It starts with th. So he has to circle th. Elephant. So it is f. So he has to circle f. This is phone. So this is the beginning and it is f. For tooth it is th. So he has to circle th. These are some of the activity sheets to practice the consonant digraphs. So far we have covered 5 consonant digraphs. Ch, sh, f, and w. There are many more consonant digraphs which I try to cover in the coming up videos. So that's all for today's video. I hope you liked my video and you got some useful information from it. If you like my video, please do give me a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed it, please do consider subscribing my videos. See you all again with another video. Thanks for watching.